Welcome back to Larry King Live. A girl from Kentucky gets pregnant, marries young, moves to Hollywood, leaves the wildlife to return to her mountain home where she starts a singing group. Becomes one of the hottest acts in the music business, but she must give up her beloved career because of illness. Yes, the highs and the heartaches could be the makings of a country music song, but it's the real life of a country music star, Naomi Judd, minus a lot of details. However, you can find them all, good and bad, in Love Can Build a Bridge. There you see its cover from Villard Books. Naomi Judd joins us here in New York. Why? Why did you have to sit down and tell all?
Well, wasn't my idea.
Whose was it, Naomi?
It was Ken, our manager, and I'll get even with him yet.
Why did you write the book?
Well, Ken actually came to me, I guess about 1990, right after I was diagnosed with chronic active hepatitis, and said, why don't you write your life story? And I said, now, hepatitis affects your liver, not your brain. I'm not crazy. And he said, no, I really think you should, because I think he was afraid that that I wouldn't live, and that Winona and Ashley would never know what a phenomenal life I'd had.
So you wrote it for them, in a sense?
Well, he signed us to Random House in New York, and I pretty much forgot about it because I had so much going on. It's kind of like putting out fires, you know. At that time, I had a lot on my plate. And then after the farewell concert on December 4th of '91, he came to me and said, remember when we signed that book deal with Random House? But
so how to get to Villard?
I wrote it by myself in longhand, and about drove me crazy. But now, see, when you wrote your book, I bet that you still had a life, right?
Yeah, well, because I worked with someone else and dictated it.
Right, but I mean, you also were integrated into normal life.
Yeah.
And what I found out is that solitude is cool. Solitude is really desirable. I think it's refreshment for the soul. And as a songwriter and a singer and everything, I knew that solitude was creativity's best friend, but I found out that isolation is real dangerous. Isolation's bad for you.
Now, why didn't Random House publish?
Well, Villard is just the autobiography division of Random House.
Oh, I see that. So yeah. Everybody's one company. That's what we're getting down to in America. So it is a Random House. Villard belongs to them.
Right. They're, my editor, Diane Reverend's a classy broad, too. I find out now that they're supposed to be ogres, but...
Was it emotionally difficult?
Hey, yeah.
Were there days you said, why am I doing this?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what panic attacks are?
Yep.
Like...
You had them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, panic attacks are not just fits of anxiety. Panic attack are real.
You think you're going to die?
Yeah. You think you're going crazy. You think that it's like a hallucination. It's what the vets call post-traumatic stress syndrome. Because I was the reigning queen of everything in Judddom.
In Judddom. I like that.
And I actually call me the queen of everything, which I love. And, you know, I do have a crown and a scepter, but... one minute I'm Naomi Judd, and I'm doing what I love best, which is communicating with real people. And country music is just, it's the greatest thing, you know. And I get to be with my kid, who's the best singer in the world, and the
next minute you're in isolation writing a book with a terrific, terrible disease.
Yeah, but I'm alive.
All right, how's the disease? Where does that stand now? How are you doing?
Well, you know, chronic active hepatitis, chronic means that it's ongoing. Active means that I have an inflammation, the virus is still there. And hepatitis really just means inflammation of the liver. Like if you say, well, itis on the end of a word just means inflammation of, like tonsillitis.
All right, and what's the prognosis?
We don't have a cure yet, but as you know, it's a virus that causes AIDS. It's a virus that causes cancer. It's a virus that causes my liver disease. There's over 100 types of liver disease. It's the 4th killer in America, and nobody knows, but it is. Hepatitis is the #1 viremia in the world. We've got the Naomi Judd Research Fund for liver disease, and we'll find a cure.
By the way, when you said as examples, you meant AIDS as an example of a virus. You don't have HIV or AIDS.
I do not. Okay, tabloids. Pay attention.
Here we go. Yeah, tabloids can sometimes be wrong.
I have chronic active hepatitis.
Which is a virus.
Yes.
Okay.
I have hepatitis, but it doesn't have me.
How are you treated?
There is nothing you can do.
No, there's no drugs?
No. I took interferon for 6 months. You can only take it for 6 months because they're still checking it out to see what sort of long-term side effects.
Well, how do you feel about this?
About what?
Being sick.
Well, I feel great now but I've worked at it. For 3 years, I've done investigation into the mind-body link. For 3 years now, to save my butt, I've been doing extensive research in how the mind controls the body.
Derek Chopra.
Deepak. Deepak Chopra?
Deepak, I call him Derek.
Actually, he's a friend of mine. That's a good example, Larry, because I take a very strong responsibility in the fact that these dear country fans, sometimes what I say, they accept that, you know? And I am an RN, and I do have an illness. So when I say that I've done extensive research for the last 3 years, I'm talking about meeting with people like Dr. Deepak Chopra, who, for people who may not know him, has got best-selling books. He's a real doctor.
Guy. In fact, we got to get him on here. I've had him on radio. He's got to be on this show.
Oh,
too.
he called me last night. I'll tell him to come on. I'll tell him we're pals.
Tell him, he's phenomenal.
But people,
has he helped you a lot?
Yes, well, I just actually met him about 6 months ago, and the reason I called him to my farm, I'm like an old dog. I have to sniff people out. I don't care if their books are #1. I don't care if they've got a big practice. And I went to his lecture, but what I was saying is that I take a real responsibility in that I need to be sure that the people that I would recommend, because when I see these people who have illnesses, I see myself in their circumstances, and I want to help them.
Our guest is Naomi Judd. The book is out, Love Can Build a Bridge. It's from Villard. It's going to be a major bestseller. We'll take your calls and have some more questions after this.
Love can build a bridge.
This autobiography from Naomi Judd takes no prisoners in that she tells it all. I mean, you tell it all, right?
Yes.
Pregnancy, rape. You had some life, kid.
But you have to tell the truth. You know, that's all we got with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Preble, Indiana, as we go to calls for Naomi Judd. Hello.
Hi. Did you write your book because you had to get back in the spotlight and were kind of unhappy being out of it? And have you had plastic surgery before? Because you're real pretty.
Woo! How about them Dodgers?
And do you beat your husband?
What size bra do you wear exactly? I didn't
Miss
write...
the limelight?
Yeah, I miss the limelight desperately, but it's not really the limelight that I miss. Actually, I do this whole thing in the book about debunking celebritydom, and I feel really fortunate that it didn't happen to me till I was 35 years old. And by then, I'd been to the circus and seen the clowns, and I had a few things figured out, and I knew what my priorities were. But no, I really wrote this book because our manager made a commitment, and then I started realizing that it was like putting together an unassembled an unassembled emotional jigsaw puzzle. And it actually, even though it almost drove me over the edge at times, it actually became like a voyage of self-discovery on a journey to wholeness.
And plastic surgery, you don't have to comment. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, hello.
How are you?
Hi.
Naomi, do you have any plans? We heard some rumors down here that you may have plans to make a movie from the book. And also, I just want to say how much I love and respect both you and Winona. And you remind me a lot of my mom and I wanted to know what your plans are for the future.
Oh, that's very kind. I don't know. I'm just trying to hoe my row right now, to tell you the truth. Winona and Ashley are the jewels in my crown, the joy of my being. And frankly, I think family is the most important thing. It's always been my thing. And right now, Winona and Ashley are actually together in London, England. Ashley's got this incredible movie career going on. Winona's the best singer in the business, so I want to be there for them right now. And I'm hoping to get some time to write songs for why she's starting a new album.
And a movie?
I don't know.
I mean, if they came to you, would you be interested?
Well, we've got studios after us and all that. What you were saying before, actually, the life story is more fantastic than fiction. It's actually better than anything those Hollywood screenwriters could dream up.
If they came with an offer, would you?
I don't know. I know that I'd want Ashley to play me, I know that.
Wairika, California, hello. Not there. Hello, where is this? Are you there?
Hello.
Hi, where are you calling from?
Monterey, California.
Monterey, had the wrong California. Go ahead, Monterey.
I admire you tremendously in your strength And I was wondering, you had mentioned your panic attacks while you were working on your book.
Mm-hmm.
How did you overcome those, and were they related to depression?
That's a legitimate question. That's a good question. Panic attacks are more common than you might suspect. When I started talking about it, when I sort of came out of isolation after 2 years, I was astounded at the people who have them. It's a bit like walking through your house and all of a sudden you step in a room that you've never been in before. You have a feeling of depersonalization, your heart rate. You think you're having a heart attack, actually.
Is it related
terrible.
to depression in your case?
I think in my case, I am such a people lover, and I was so used to being around people, living in a goldfish bowl, and I've just got this real mad scientist mentality, and I just said, I'm not going to come up for air until I finish this book. And it's not healthy. How did you like the
panic attack?
I go to a Christian therapist that I took Winona and Ashley to after my diagnosis.
What does that mean, a Christian?
Well, this is a therapist who initially was supposed to help Winona and Ashley and Larry, my husband, deal with the fact that I might not make it. And then we realized that she needed to help Winona prepare to carry on the family business. She's just become so important.
So the Christianity is involved with the...
I think when you combine spirituality and psychology, you get a whole person.
We'll be back with our remaining moments with Naomi Judd, the book Love Can Build a Bridge from Villard. Oliver Stone tomorrow night. What a new movie he's got coming. Don't go away. Quickly, New London, Connecticut. Hello.
Hi, yes, Naomi, I've been a fan of yours many years, and I wanted to say that you helped me heal a relationship between me and my mom before she passed away. And I wanted to thank you for that. One thing we shared was the love for Judd music, and I really do miss you. I miss seeing you on stage. I miss feeling your spirit, and I hope someday that I'll be able to meet you. And I am a member of Winona's fan club, and I love her, and I'm with her forever. Judd music all the way.
You miss singing?
Whew. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for being
I miss those people. I miss that lady that just called in.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Naomi's going to be on a radio show tomorrow. Thanks for calling. Naomi Judd, thanks for being with us.